Good morning, everyone. I request everyone to watch the class properly without fast forwarding it. Today, let us begin a new chapter number 3, that is machines. By hearing the term machines, some of you might think about car engines, JCB, or some heavy machineries in factories. Some of you may think about washing machine, mixer grinder, or any other appliances at home. Okay, fine, those are all machines, I agree. But now, let us think about the past, that is the Stone Age. Think how those people might have lived their lives. If they wanted to cut hair, they would have used sharpened stones. If they wanted to cut vegetables, they might have used sharpened stones. Only stones were available for them to use. If I give you a piece of stone, will you be able to cut anyone's hair or cut vegetables to cook? Maybe you will, but I am sure it may not be that easy as you are doing with scissors, trimmers, or with a knife. Scissors, trimmers, and knives are machines. You know it, right? So machines are those objects which makes your work easier. You use pen to write. Is that a machine? Yes, surely. Why? Because pen makes your work easier. Earlier human beings used feather to write by dipping in the ink each and every time they write. But now you can write long sentences and even a big passage by using a pen. Let us take an example of scissors to cut a paper. You can cut a paper straight using your hands, but if you need perfection, it will take time to do it. So, if you use scissors to do it, you can cut the paper very fast. So we can say that there are three functions of machines. Number 1, machines are used to multiply force, as in the case of hammer. Number 2, machines are used to multiply speed, as in the case of scissors. Number 3, machines are used to change the direction, as in the case of seesaw that is there in the garden. So, we can say the definition of machine as machine is a device by which we can either overcome a large force by applying a small force at a convenient point and in desired direction, or by which we can obtain gain in speed. So I hope you understood what machine is. Machine is that device which may multiply force, increase the speed, or change the direction. In the previous chapter, we have studied about dissipation of energy or degradation of energy. What is it? Energy which goes useless because of friction due to heat, etc. So actually every machine cannot give its output energy same as input energy, because some energy is lost or dissipated as friction, heat, etc. So, those machines which do not give 100% of energy is known as actual machines. Remember, no machine in this world can give 100% of output energy because of dissipation or degradation of energy. Those machines which give 100% of output energy is known as ideal machines. Remember, practically it is not possible. But when we assume that there is no loss of energy, I repeat, but when we assume that there is no loss of energy due to friction, heat, etc., we can say that input energy is equal to output energy, and such machines are called as ideal machine. So, Efficiency of ideal machine is 100% because as we have already studied, efficiency is equal to output by input. As output is equal to input, efficiency is equal to 1 or 100%. Remember, efficiency is 100% only when we assume that there is no loss of energy due to friction, due to heat, etc. Now let us study some of the important terms related to machines. There are 5 terms. Number 1, load. Number 2, effort. Number 3, mechanical advantage. Number 4, velocity ratio. And number 5, efficiency. The first term, load. The work that we need to do is the load. For example, if we need to lift a stone of weight 100 Newton using a JCB or some another machines, the weight of the stone 100 Newton is the load. Number second, effort. The effort we do to lift that stone is called the effort. Suppose you use 10 Newton of effort to lift the stone, then effort is equal to 10 Newton. Now the third term, mechanical advantage. The ratio of load to effort is called as mechanical advantage. Here in the above example, mechanical advantage is equal to load divided by effort. And what is the load in the above example? 100 Newton and the effort is 10 Newton. Therefore, 100 divided by 10, that is equal to 10. Remember, there is no unit for mechanical advantage as numerator and denominator have same units. This mechanical advantage can be greater than 1, it can be lesser than 1, and it can be equal to 1. So first, when it will be greater than 1? It will be greater than 1 when load is more than effort. Such machines are called as force multiplier. Remember, when mechanical advantage is greater than 1, that will be possible only when load is greater than effort. In such a case, mechanical advantage is more than 1 and such machines are called as force multiplier. Now second, mechanical advantage is less than 1. It will be possible only when load is less than the effort. That means effort will be more than the load. Such machines are called as speed multiplier. So once again I repeat, when mechanical advantage is less than 1, that will be possible only when effort is more than the load. And such machines are called as speed multiplier. And if load and effort are same and load is equal to effort, then the mechanical advantage will be equal to 1. Then such machines are used to change the direction. Now the fourth term, that is velocity ratio. As the term suggests, it is the ratio of velocities. That is, velocity ratio is equal to velocity of effort divided by velocity of load. We know velocity is equal to displacement divided by time. So velocity of effort is equal to displacement of effort divided by time, and velocity of load is equal to displacement of load divided by time. So velocity ratio is equal to velocity of effort divided by velocity of load. Applying the values of velocity of effort and velocity of load, we get displacement of effort divided by time divided by displacement of load divided by time. That is equal to displacement of effort divided by time multiplied by time divided by displacement of load. After calculation, we get velocity ratio is equal to displacement of effort divided by displacement of load. So there are two formulas of velocity ratio, that is, number 1, velocity ratio is equal to velocity of effort divided by velocity of load, or displacement of effort divided by displacement of load. Like mechanical advantage, velocity ratio also does not have any unit. Now let us understand the fifth term, that is efficiency. Efficiency is denoted by a Greek term pronounced as eta. Efficiency is equal to work output divided by work input. We have already studied that. We know output is the load and input is the effort. We know work is equal to force into displacement. So work output for machine will be equal to load into displacement of the load. And work input for the machines will be equal to effort into displacement of effort. Substituting these values in the formula, efficiency is equal to work output divided by work input. We get load into displacement of load divided by effort into displacement of effort. We know load by effort is equal to mechanical advantage, and displacement of effort divided by displacement of load equal to velocity ratio. So efficiency is equal to load by effort divided by displacement of effort divided by displacement of load. So efficiency is equal to mechanical advantage divided by velocity ratio. If you want to find efficiency as percentage, just multiply the answer you get with 100. For example, if mechanical advantage is equal to 2 and velocity ratio is equal to 4, then efficiency is equal to 2 divided by 4, that is equal to 0.5. As percentage, 0.5 multiplied by 100, that is equal to 50%. Let us study principle of machine. Principle of machine is a very easy topic. According to principle of machines, work output is equal to work input, and therefore efficiency of that machine will be 100%. We know that it is possible only in ideal case. Even in ideal case, no machine will have efficiency more than 100%. And in actual machines, efficiency is always lesser than 1 or lesser than 100%. There are mainly two important questions for ICSE board examination from this part. Number 1, why efficiency of a machine is always less than 1 or less than 100%? Answer you may write as this. Efficiency of a machine is always less than 1 because there is always some loss of energy due to friction and weight of the moving parts. Thus, output energy is always less than input energy. Question number 2. Derive the relationship between efficiency, mechanical advantage and velocity ratio. Answer for this question we have already discussed in this video. Please remember, when derive is asked, you have to prove the formula. If state the relationship between efficiency, mechanical advantage and velocity ratio is asked, you need not prove it, just write the answer as efficiency is equal to mechanical advantage divided by velocity ratio. Thank you.